Before 9/11, before the killing of JFK 60 years ago today, if you're a certain age, you remember where you were when you heard about the sinking of the Andrea Doria. SNN's Nicole Somerville spoke to a Suncoast resident who was there as it went down, and she picks up the story.
July 25th, 1956. The Italian ocean liner Andrea Doria was approaching the U.S. coast. The Swedish Stockholm was headed east. They collided in heavy fog just before midnight off Nantucket. The crash took the lives of 52 passengers, but more than 1,700 survived before Andrea Doria capsized and sank to the ocean floor. Retired Suncoast resident David Marlin was working in Boston at the time as a photographer for United Press Movietone. His phone rang at 2:30 that morning, and he was soon airborne.
And we took off and we flew out over the Andrea Doria, and it was just kind of wild.
60 years later, Marlin recalls what he saw from the sky. With at least 145 planes circling the collision, it looked like a World War I aerial battle.
We just had to go in wait our turn, and then fly in over it with photographers crawling over each other in the plane.
Below him,
Looked like a giant fender bender at sea. It was really, the Stockholm was crushed.
Marlin recalls as most of the aircrafts, including his, flew back to share the news, Boston Evening Traveler photog Harry Trask was late on scene and caught the moment Andrea Doria went down. The money shot. Trask won a Pulitzer Prize for his picture. Despite missing the liner going down, Marlin says his memories covering the disaster remain spectacular.
I never realized it until later years that I would never, ever photograph a disaster like that one.
Marlin later went to work for CBS, spent 30 years with the Tiffany Network, became an author, and eventually retired to Sarasota and the Suncoast. Reporting in Sarasota County, Nicole Somerville, SNN, the Suncoast News Network.
And the Andrea Doria officially sank on July 26, 1956.